Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Shades. And actually, it's been a really long time that I'm making a video. It's like what, 2 months? Made my last video back in Gokana, India. So I was traveling, but right now I'm back home. If you guys have been watching me, my videos for the last almost 1 year now that I've been making videos. You see, this is the place I used to make videos and started off talking about Chelsea in the Shades End. It's all about Chelsea. So right now I'm back at my home with everything that's going around the world with the coronavirus. So obviously it makes sense for me to go back home and home quarantine back on the terrace. The whole world is locked down right now. India is in lockdown right now. So obviously it makes sense for me to just stay home. So staying home and what else to do. When talk about Chelsea, I was not able to make a lot of videos because of all the time thing on the things that I was doing. So it makes sense for me right now that I've got a lot of time to talk about Chelsea. Unfortunately, because of the season being close at the time, it's really not much to talk about. There's not much news, a lot of fake news more than anything else, but we'll still talk about it. The thing is, as I was saying, just a friend of mine just the other day, that it's been like 80 years. It's just after the Second World War. This is like the first time when everything has been shut shop, with all the leagues have been stopped. The Olympics have been deferred. The Wimbledon, French Open, they have all been postponed. And so all the big tournaments, the football matches have also been postponed for next year. So it looks really, really bad after almost like 1945. During those days, for a period of 12 years where the Olympics were postponed. This is for the first time in the last 80 years something. So this is how it is as bad it looks right now, with Western Europe and USA really having a really lot of problems. But hopefully everything works out well. But we'll talk about Chelsea right now and talk about what's going on. It's not much to talk about except the fact that we started off a couple of weeks ago. Again, these are all, we're not sure, but where Roman lost a couple of $1 billion thanks to the fact that coronavirus has come in and that the markets were down. So again, that will be a hindrance for us if we are to buy some good players like Sancho, who will cost more, close to 130, 150 quid, 130 million, 150 million, which will be a lot of money. So obviously that is something, a little awareness, that 2 billion that he has lost in the markets. So how much he will be able to go out and buy players, if at all he's going to go out and buy players, what is the kind of money he can go out and spend. Right now with the coronavirus thing, a lot of rich people have lost a lot of money. Those in the top 50 of rich people, we came out to know that, but obviously Roman will also have that in the back of his mind. That was one of the news came up. Other news came just a couple of days ago, Pedro quitting. Again, I think it's fake news, but again, it's the fact that Pedro is at the end of his contract, so most likely Chelsea is not going to renew his contract, though he has played well in the last couple of months, but it doesn't make sense. I think he will move along, so it is pretty much sorted on that case from our end, but I'm not sure what actually will happen between Pedro and the club. Willian moving out, most likely to Spurs, to Jose Mourinho. Again, the thing is, Willian wanted a 3-year contract. Chelsea was giving a 2-year contract. He's not happy with that. I think Chelsea should have let him go 18 months ago when Barcelona came up with a big amount. Again, not sure if that actually happened or not, but if that happened, Chelsea should have cashed in on that. However, cashed in. But the situation right now is that he might be moving out. He has a restaurant in London with David Luiz. David Luiz in Arsenal. He might go to Spurs. So it makes sense for him to stay back in London. And so we'll go well. I mean, it doesn't make a big problem for us in the sense like Spurs for the last 2-3 years under Pochettino looked like a good team who wanted to be on the top. Like they went to the Champions League final last season. They wanted to be up there. But right now, if they are targeting players like Willian, that looks like they are not thinking of getting into the top, which only means in the coming days, Chelsea doesn't have a big rival to deal with. Mourinho might do something good with that team, but eventually it will not work out that well. So yeah, Willian, it's pretty much, a lot of us wanted him to go either way in the last 12 months or so, though he has played well again in the last few matches or so. But yes, eventually it had to happen. 3 years is too much to ask. 2 years, I mean, Chelsea is giving him a 2-year contract. I think from my point of view, I think it's too much. I think though, and it's had to do with Lampard. Frank really likes him. I guess that could be a reason why Chelsea had to, offer him a 2 year, but 3 years is too much. So for me, I think it will be good for he if it moves out from Chelsea. So that was one. The big other question was Tammy Abraham, coming out a couple of days ago saying that he had never asked for 180 quid a week. That's interesting. Now a lot of Tammy fans out there might not like this part. A lot of not so Tammy fans like there, but Chelsea fans overall will like it. Now my personal thing is that now that Chelsea was suddenly people were talking about Chelsea and Luka Jovic, suddenly Tammy came up saying that, no, I never asked for that kind of money. But in fact, the Tammy was reluctant to sign a contract, still reluctant that the contract is on the table, but he's not willing to go for it. Just shows that maybe he is looking for a big money deal with Chelsea if he can get it. The thing is, he's not a finished material. He might eventually become a Drogba, but we don't know for sure. Now the good thing is, because Lampard has this thing about him that he wants more British blood or more English blood in the team, that could be the reason why he might still stick on with Chelsea and eventually be the reason why maybe a Jovic or a Werner might not turn up at Stamford Bridge. But I, for one, believe that he needs the competition, and Batshuayi or Giroud is not the competition. Giroud will eventually also walk out. I think he will go to Inter Milan. But he has played really well. He has been the best Chelsea player other than Kovacic in the last couple of months. So it makes sense to give him a contract, but I think Giroud will move out. But Batshuayi is no competition for Tammy at this moment. Though Batshuayi, I think personally, could be a very good player, but somehow it has not worked out for him. So that will be interesting to see. I, for one, would like to see someone like Jovic, who is a world-class player. I know it didn't work out for him in Real Madrid. Maybe in one other season he will do better. But for Chelsea to get him on a loan, just like what Chelsea did with Kovacic, get him on a loan, play him for one season and see how it goes. If it goes well, get him a contract, buy him from Real Madrid. That is something what Chelsea should ideally be thinking of doing right now. I'm not sure he needs competition. Frank has played with Drogba, so he knows better. So if he thinks that Tammy has those credentials to be the next Drogba for Chelsea, he will stick on with him. He has stuck with him the whole of season, even when Tammy at times got criticized. So I think Tammy will still stick on, but I think Frank should look at a world-class striker, especially if you're playing 2 matches a season, 2 matches a week every season, next season onwards. You need a world-class striker like some like Werner or Jovic. For me, it's Jovic at this time being. Let's see how it goes, mainly because of the fact with the coronavirus, we don't know what's going to happen next, when the season is going to resume, when the season is going to start, when the next season is going to start. Will this season be null and void? We really don't know what's going to happen, but I'm for sure, from my point of view, I think Frank Lampard should think of getting someone like Jovic. We'll give him competition with Tammy, and Abraham and Jovic will have competition. Something which I think Lampard doesn't like is tinkering. He doesn't tinker with the team. He keeps on playing the players he likes and keeps on playing them if they're doing well. Unlike what Sarri did, I talked about it in my previous videos, what Sarri did last season, in the second half of last season, where he kept on changing the team. He had a different team for Europa Cup, he had a different team for the Premier League. So I, for one, would like to see Frank buy someone like Jovic or get him on loan. It will be a healthy competition. That is what the managers are for. Managers have to get the best of the players, even if there are 2-3 world-class players, though I don't think Tammy is yet a world-class player, but 2-3 world-class players in the same position. Get the best out of them, get all of them playing. Play Jovic in one match, play Abraham in the other match, see how it goes, and depending on it, play each one of them. Chelsea will play 2 matches a week, every week. So we need those 2 kind of world-class players in the team. So for me, I would really like to see Jovic for Chelsea, but I'm not sure what Frank will really want. I'm pretty sure Frank wants Tammy to be the main striker, so I don't think he will want to tinker on that one. But either ways, coming back, it's a little bit on Liverpool. To all the Liverpool fans out there, it's a little sad. After 30 seasons, you have to wait. The title was up for you in case there is a null and void, though it's still not sanctioned. because the coronavirus thing is so big right now in Western European countries and the UK. Even the UK Prime Minister and Prince Charles also been infected. We really don't know when the league is going to start, when things will come back to normal. That is the right word to use, when things are really going to come back to normal. Look at in the US and in some countries, it has not even started. So we really don't know when things are going to really work out. So, but for Liverpool fans, I really feel for you too a little bit, because I felt that you guys might have got that title up in your hands, and that fact that this happened. Maybe next season you still have a good team. In case the season is null and void next season, you guys can come back and reclaim the title. Who knows? But at this moment, things look bad from every point of view. It's a little sad, but that's the reason I wanted to make the video. Lighten up the mood. You guys will be there at home. Everyone is locked up in the home, so it's better that we make some videos and watch these videos, and hopefully we'll have a bright sunshine. We're gonna have a sunrise right now over here, so hopefully things will look up in the coming days and the coronavirus will be gone and life will be back to normal. I hope for the best. Just keep on doing the normal things, wash your hands and everything, as we keep on saying in coronavirus thing. Now, you guys, as always, I end this one right now, but hopefully I'll make more videos in the coming days. Let's see how it goes from the coming days. And there's a lot much time for all of us now, so I really request you guys to watch the full video. Give it a thumbs up if possible. Please give it a thumbs up. Share it. I know a lot of your friends out there who might have a lot of time right now to just watch and do nothing at home. We are all locked down, so maybe they can just watch the video a little bit and help me out. Maybe a subscribe or something. Comment in the comment section as always. So keep it going. Chelsea fans and football fans out there will be coming back someday. I think all the good things will start happening sooner than later. Until next time, I sign off. Bye bye guys. Bye.